Okay. So I'm going to go over a couple things just really quick so that we can move on. Mary, phone or I'll take it. Ava, I'll take it. Give me backpacks. Oh, shit. Put that anywhere, Mary.
Huh?
So just put that anywhere. Alright, so I want to go over... Faith, put that away, honey. Okay. Do you need to join me for this? You might. We're going to get food. Alright, eyes on the board really quick. This is the rubric. Okay, I want to show you what you need to get an A. Okay? Hi, Ron. So all of this stuff that I'm grading you on is based on content standards for freshmen and sophomores. So by that, each of these standards is what a 14 and 15-year-olds must be able to do in an American high school. Does that make sense? So it's not me saying you need to do these things. This is what the federal government and the state government and the boards of education have decided for you. Okay? So, intro and conclusion. Here's what you need to do. Caleb. Introduce your topic with a thesis statement. Okay? Provide a conclusion that follows from and supports the information or explanation presented. Okay, so did you provide a concluding paragraph that wraps up everything you said? And did you provide a solid introduction? Explanation, okay? Use appropriate and varied transitions to link the different sections of the essay. So are you using transition words to kind of guide the reader through your essay? Create cohesion and explain the relationships among the concepts. AKA, did you explain how your evidence proves your point? This is a big part, all your explanation, okay? Evidence, you develop the topic with well-chosen, relevant, insufficient facts, extended definitions, concrete details, quotes, or other info. So, did you guys see this part right here? Well-chosen, relevant, and sufficient, okay? So that doesn't just mean you picked a random quote and chose it. That means you actually chose a well-chosen, sufficient, strong quote that proves your point. That's what a lot of kids get stuck on. They just pick something because it's probably the first page they turn to, where all their quotes come from one section of the book. I gotcha. Okay? Organization. Organize complex ideas, concepts, and info to make connections and distinctions. Okay? So have you organized your essay in the appropriate format, basically? Organization, you got that. And then essay follows MLA format and appropriate works cited. Okay, so is your essay in MLA and is your work cited in MLA? Alright? Language. So establish and maintain a formal style and objective tone. So if you throw out some like gunnas, G-O-N-N-A, that's not an objective tone or a formal tone. Okay? Use precise language and vocabulary. So that means choosing the right words. I used to this when I was here at this age. I would try to sound smarter and use big words that didn't make sense. So my teacher would always be like, this doesn't make sense. Word choice, but it sounds good. Don't do that. Okay? Don't try to overdo it. Just write. And lastly, demonstrate command of standard English capitalization, punctuation, and spelling when writing. Alright? So I'm going to be grading you just like your narrative for your grammar, spelling, and punctuation. Alright? And these are all worth 20 points. So if you bomb your conclusion and get 5 out of 20, you still got all those other areas to grade on. Reagan.
Do we leave it in the template you gave us, just for
the draft? You can if you want to.
Okay, and then for the final one.
Yeah, the final one is going to be an MLA. Oh my gosh, I hate it. Stole my chair. Okay. Alright, any other questions on how I'm grading you? Or anywhere that you're confused? So you all know what I'm expecting. Okay, cool. Alright, if we go back to today, we're going to go over conclusion, and we're excited, so let's review conclusion really quick. I don't think I changed your sample. Okay, so what does the conclusion need? Point 1, it needs to summarize or talk about the main points of your essay. Okay? Why is it essential to understand one another's culture? Type back to that intro paragraph. Okay, what did you explain there? What was your thesis statement? What were those 3 main claims you talked about? Alright? Wrap it up with a final thought. What's the last thing you want to say on the topic? Here's where you kind of broaden it to like a real world perspective. Like, why is it important to talk about this? Why did I make you write this essay besides torturing you? Right? Like, why do you think it was necessary that this was the topic that I and, like, your textbook chose? Does that make sense? Okay? Remember transition words and summary. Finally, that's going to be big. I don't know if Oh, I did. Look at that. So organized. Okay? So here's a sample conclusion. To conclude, culture has historically caused groups of people and individuals to clash and cause misunderstandings. When looking at Harlem at Dusk and A Farewell to Manzanar, all texts showcase how important it is to understand one another's culture, in particular cultures other than our own. Whether it affects someone's dream, prejudices lead us to define who someone is, or if it legitimately takes away someone's basic rights, failing to try to understand others' cultures creates both dangers and conflicts. So you see, I kind of opened it to like connecting to real world, okay? And your conclusion, I've seen conclusions be like a page long because people just get into what they're talking about. That's fine, okay? Don't make it like sentence done. So what I've seen before is kids work really hard on the body of their essay, and then they get to the conclusion they don't know what to do. And so it's like 3 sentences and it just ruins it, okay? Put the same effort into the conclusion as you would anything else. So if you're kind of color coding the box how your brain works, do this with your own essay, okay? See if you hit these points. You kind of rewrite your thesis. What was your opinion, okay? Your review of the main points that you wrote, and the conclusion wraps up with a final thought, okay? Remember, this does not need to be 3 sentences. It is not 1, 2, 3. Okay, you're developing each of these points. Your conclusion just needs to kind of hit on those. Do we got it? Okay. Conclusion, think of the... What did I do here? I think I just deleted it. Yeah, I did. Okay. So remember how in the intro paragraph it was the opposite way? It was broad to narrow. It's the same thing here, okay? But think of it as backwards. So now we have, think of it as the opposite where you're going from narrow to broad. So you're going to start up here with your thesis and kind of your main points. And by the end of it, it's no longer that specific. You're talking about like a real world problem. Okay, you're talking about the connection to society and the connection to what you want the reader to get out of this. Do you guys know what a call to action is? So here's an example. In marketing, okay, the call to action is what you want like the visitor of your website to do, right? So if I go to Bean Barn's Facebook page, okay, and they continually put a bunch of links on their posts, their call to action would be to get me to click on their website, right? Now, if I go to their website and they have like a thing to sign up and I give them my email for like 10% off, that might be a call to action. My goal is for them to give me their email, so now I can email them and just harass them all the time. They'll come in, right? Okay, same thing here. What do you want your call to action to be? What is the point of the reader reading your essay? Okay, what do you want them to do? Does that kind of explain it? Okay. Alright. Oh, look! Now there's a line. Alright, we're excited. I was going to do this tomorrow, but I wanted you guys just to have enough time tomorrow. Okay. Okay, think about this. Why is a works cited important? Could anything bad happen to you if you copy someone else's ideas or words and didn't give them credit? And how does it help you when you cite sources? Okay, so number 1. Why is it important? Why is it important to have a works cited?
Give credit.
To give credit, okay. What else?
So you don't plagiarize.
You don't plagiarize, okay, what else?
Make yourself more credible.
Make yourself look credible, excellent. Okay. Number 2, could anything bad happen to you if you copied someone else's ideas or words and didn't give them credit?
Yes.
What could happen?
You
You get a 0. You can also get...
expelled.
You can get expelled. You can get kicked out of school. And if you were kicked out of school, that means you probably have to go to an independent school. Okay? In college, you can get kicked out of college for the first time plagiarizing something. Alright? It's a serious issue. Because it's intellectual theft. It's stealing something. Okay? 3rd, how does it help you when you cite sources? So how does it affect me? Yeah, Caleb.
Makes you look more credible.
Makes you look more credible. Okay.
Maybe you can cite them again.
Okay, we can cite them again. So the repetition. Ooh, you can go back to it. That's a good point. It makes it easier for you, right? Okay. So think about like when you're arguing with someone, you need to have facts, right? You want to be able to pull in information. I saw this meme today, and it was like when you're halfway through an argument and you realize that you misunderstood. And it's like this face of like, okay? It's the same thing, right? You don't want to get halfway through an argument and be like, oh, I don't have anything to back this up. Having sources makes you look valid and believable. Oh, yeah. Okay. When people share your post but don't like it, right? That's kind of where we're at with citing sources. Okay. So when to cite, whenever you use another person's ideas, opinion, or theory, any facts that are not common knowledge. Okay, so let's say you wanted to look up, like Reagan's doing a paragraph on immigration laws, something of the sort. You do not know the information about that off the top of your head, right? You have to cite that. Tony.
But is it like supposed to be the common knowledge in your area? Like
If you have common knowledge about it, yeah. But if you had to go somewhere to get that information, it's kind of basic that you're using it, you need to cite it. Rowan.
What if you've gone to college for like something and you have a degree in it and then you're writing an article about it?
That's fine, that's common knowledge.
So you don't have to cite
No,
it.
it's only when you have to like look something up. Like if I was going to say 10% of students don't have a cell phone. I didn't know that off the top of my head. I mean, guarantee you didn't either, right? Anyone a cell phone expert? Okay. You need to cite quotations of another person's actual spoken or written words. That's a given, right? From a book or story or something. And lastly, paraphrases of another person's spoken or written words. Tony.
Can you put can you say, in this book they said that, and then just say something that was similar to it?
That's paraphrasing. Yes. Okay? If you paraphrase, you still have to cite it. Unless you said in the website beforehand, like if you said, on the site, blah, 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 written by, okay? But yes. So even paraphrases you must cite. All right, quick review on paraphrasing, because this is often not reviewed in middle school, okay? Your own take on the essential information and ideas expressed by someone else, okay? So, for instance, you guys will never do this. You are writing an essay, and you Google something to give you an idea, and you're like, oh, cool, good idea, I'm going to use that, and then you kind of rephrase it in your own words. You would still have to cite that, or you are plagiarizing. Okay? You don't want to go into a job one day and present information, and then someone will be like, I wrote an article just like that. And be like, oh, shoot. Okay, you don't want to do that. One legitimate way to borrow from a source, and it's more detailed than a summary. Okay, so it's when you're taking legitimate information from a source and kind of twisting it to your own words. Look at the meme, okay? Moo, I just said that, use your own words. Basically, it's when you're not quoting something, but you're kind of using different words. Okay, you still need to cite it. All right. Students frequently overuse direct quotation in taking notes, and as a result, they overuse quotations in the final research paper. Probably only about 10% of your final manuscript should appear as directly quoted matter. Therefore, you should strive to limit the amount of exact transcribing of source materials while taking notes, okay? Now read that. Do I need to cite it or not? As paraphrasing. So read the top part, which we just read together. Now read the bottom part. Would I need to cite that? What do we think? Kind of a head nod for yes, I need to cite it. Head nod for no, I don't need to cite it.
Well, if you got the idea of what you wrote from what the quotes are,
Okay.
then yeah, you
Okay. Now what about this one? What do we think? Okay. So, you should still cite that. It's not very specific, but that's still paraphrasing, right? This one, if you did not paraphrase that, that's plagiarism, right? There is no way that you know 10% of the final copy should consist of directly quoted material. No way, okay? So even if you're just kind of like this is more of a summary, just play it safe, okay? Once you get here and start listing specific info, you need to cite it. Alright, so in your works cited, everyone's done a works cited in here, raise your hand. If you've completed a works cited before, please raise your hand. Faith, have you done a works cited before? Okay. So a works cited is like your bibliography at the end of your essay that lists every source that you used. Okay? So in this, hold on, I'll get to you, okay? In this essay, you may have used At Dusk, Farewell to Manzanar, Harlem or Dream Deferred, India Partition Conflict, and When Mr. Pirzada Came to Dine. Okay? You cannot use quotes from something or paraphrase something unless you have cited it in your works cited. Okay? That's attributing to the source. Now, a works cited looks something like this. It's going to list everything. It has 1-inch margins, 12-point font, just like your MLA format. Okay, nothing different. Last name, page number in the header, MLA format, just like normal. Center and capitalized works cited at the top. So in the middle, it should say works cited. There should be a whole separate page as well. Got it? Double space of each entry, so just like on your MLA works cited, double space. Hanging indent of second and subsequent lines of citation. That probably just went over everyone's head. What that means is, if you have 2 lines, if your initial citation is 2 lines right here, the second needs to be indented. So it's like the opposite of a paragraph where the first line's indented. On a works cited in MLA format, the second line is indented. Okay? Also indented. So here's that example right here. So the first line's all the way to the left, and then indent, indent. Okay? And on your rough drafts, we'll review it too and make sure that it's okay. Where else? And alphabetized. That's extremely important. That's why, remember, what do you cite first in an in-text citation? Author's last name. That's so that I can go directly to the author's last name in your works cited and find where it's alphabetized. Okay, so if I'm looking for Golding, I would just go to where the G's are, and I go, okay, there it is. Does that make sense? Okay, so here's a sample works cited. Check this out, look at the board. Okay, so you have the author's last name. This is why it's helpful. You have the title of the article, or is there any books in here? These are all titles of the article, okay? Where it was published, year, print. So I'm just going to do that real quick. Noodle tools. Has anyone used Noodle tools before? Nobody? Okay, so how'd you guys do your works cited before? Tony? Okay, same thing. Noodle tools is a little more reliable. So you guys will have a login, just like I will have a login. So when you get to Noodle Tools, you will click, Faith, you can click student and teachers and researchers. I'm going to click educators. Okay. Where's my login? Oh, there it is. Login, okay. I'm just going to sign in with Google. You guys can do the same thing. You're going to type in your email, your school one, obviously. And because you go to Eldorado Union High School District, you have an account with Noodle Tools. How fun's that?
They're pretty excited. I can see them.
I see it in their face. All right. Let's do one together so you guys know how to do this. Is anyone on Noodle Tools? Oh, Faith's on there. Okay. If you guys want to do it with me, you can, to know how to do this. Huh? Oh, you're enjoying it. Duh. Duh. I'm already done. You guys want me to wait for you or want me to show you first? Okay, so everyone look at the board real quick. I want to make sure we all have this. So we go to noodletools.com and log in using our school email. Now, what's the first thing I'm going to do? Can you guess? What am I going to click? Okay, I'm going to click New Project. Okay. So, what's my project title? Which one do we want to do? Do we want to do... Let's do At Dusk. So I'm just going to type in At Dusk. Okay. What's the citation style? Ava. What's the citation style?
MLA.
Heck yes. Okay. So, I would do starter, intro to citing sources. Okay? With you guys. Submit. Voila. Now we're here. Okay. So, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to create new citation. So where did we get At Dusk? It was your textbook. So, it's probably going to go here. Ebook. Okay? Alright. Digital file type. Textbook. That works for me. Now, let's go to my.hrw.com. Okay, we'll go to student ebook. So I'm going to go to cover. Alright, so here's where I can get all my information for this. So, contributors, okay, let's find the author. What is going on? Alright. Can you guys try to find the author? Who do you think the author would be? Or would I use editor? What do you guys think? Tony? Mm-hmm. Houghton Mifflin Harcourt. So I'm going to go back. And that is my... It's not the author, probably the compiler, right? Because that person didn't write all those texts. So, okay. Actually, we don't even have to do that. Let's skip that. Let's make it a little easier. What's the name of my textbook? Collections? Okay, here's my publisher. It was Houghton. What was it? Mifflin? What's the last word?
Harcourt.
H-A-R what?
C-O-U-R-T.
Okay. And what year was it published? That's a copyright year, right? It might be the same, but...
2015. How about they have one where they filled it in automatically? Is that only for internet stuff?
Usually, this one does. It aligns it all automatically for us, but we have to put in all the info. And where was it published? Do we know? Did it give us a city? Did it give us a city? No. Okay. So, is that all we have? Okay.
That's different than yours.
Huh?
The person is asking is research questions.
Oh, then she would different.
Oh yes, you gotta go to sources. And then new citation. Okay. Now I can press save. Okay. Look, there's my collections textbook. Check it out. All I have to do is copy and paste that. Okay, so that's if I wanted to cite my entire textbook. Now if I wanted to cite Let's see. I gave you guys a printout, didn't I? You do reference source. Mm-hmm. So I gave you guys a print one, right? Author. What was his first name? Do you remember? Langston. Last name Hughes. Okay. What's the title? Okay. Type of reference source. Let's put other. You guys could probably just put Mrs. Nadolski. I'll let that fly. Okay? Save. See how easy it is to do that? And you can type in all the information. I'm kind of just showing you how to do it. Okay? If you wanted to do another specific one, ebook, you could do your specific stories as well. And if you did a research on like an outside thing, like Caleb, you were doing something, I don't know if you had outside research, you would just do website, name of website, URL, when did you access it, okay, the title of the article. Oh, that's if it's a book, I'm sorry. So just the title of the article, and then submit that, and then that's how you get your outside research. Okay?
What if you interviewed somebody?
Ooh, let's see.
Was it Caleb that said, was it your dad or was it law enforcement? You were going to talk to somebody about it, so could that be cited somehow?
I don't know on here, but Caleb. Here, Caleb. So in personal interviews, it's going to be last name, personal interview, and then the date. Okay. I'll put this website up too because this is super easy. So works cited electronic format. This is citing a website. This is another way if you wanted to just build it yourself. I'll put this one on. Yeah. If it's too complicated for you, totally. Okay. So this and this, the Purdue OWL, it has everything for formatting works cited. So if you want to build it yourself, it'll tell you exactly. Put the author here. Put the name here. Okay? Yep. Back in my day, this is how we did it, people. Okay? Paper format. Let's get down to it. Please. Please. Yeah.
Index card,
And to pull out the big drawer.
So here's like speeches, conferences, paintings or photographs, songs, okay, Spotify, CDs, TV shows. So everything's on here that you can build this yourself, okay? We'll look at them tomorrow in our peer review, and I'll go around and check and make sure we got it all down. Okay? Don't get too concerned about this. This is the third person. Yeah. Yes. Have a draft of one at least done, at least attempt it. Okay? All right. Any questions with this or what I'm asking you to do? Kaden.
I'm just confused on what you want.
Okay, so let me just do one with you. If you want to start drafting your essay and you've got this, go ahead. Okay? If you still want to understand what works, actually.
so this would be a total separate page.
Yes. Okay. So this was the sample essay we reviewed together, right? Okay. So at the end of my sample essay, I'm going to make a whole new page. Let me get rid of this real quick. I'm going to make a whole new page. And what's the first thing that I do up top? Yes. I put it in the center and I put work. Ooh. But it needs to be in our fonts. In size 12. Okay. Works cited. Now, what was the line spacing, Kaden? Double. Okay? So now I'm going to put my first citation here. So what was something that I cited in my essay? I cited Langston Hughes. Okay? So now I'm going to go to, let's do this. This is easy. Here's the basic format of a works cited page. Let's see if I can find it. Actually, let's just do this. MLA works cited poem. Okay. So, last name, first name. So let's just copy and paste this. So this is going to be my first citation, right, Kaden? So I'm going to copy and paste this. Okay, do I need to indent the first line? Only the second. Good. Okay, so what was the last name of A Dream Deferred author? Good. So Hughes, Langston. Okay. I didn't have a book. It was published in 1927. And you got it from me in a print. So if I go back to Noodle Tools and I do the one that I already did. Oh, it's even easier than that. A Dream Deferred, and then Mrs. Nadolsky. So that's going to be my first source. That's it. Okay. Now, what was the next one that I cited? Dusk, right? And that's from our textbook, right? So I can go back to this and I can just copy and paste this. Because I took it from, actually. Okay, here we go. So this is a work in a collection. That's what your textbook is. So if we're taking just a text or just a text from that, we'll do At Dusk next. Remember, it's all double spaced. Okay. Her name was Trethaway Natasha. What was the title of her poem? At Dusk. Okay. What's our textbook titled? Collections. But it needs to be in italics. Edited by, let's go look. Usually it says who it's edited by. Oh, here we go. Here's all of our people. Okay. So we would have to put, oh my goodness, all of these people. Okay, these are our editors. So then we'd go back to our page. Edited by, we can do it in alphabetical order. Kylene Beers. Oh. Thanks. Martha Haugen. Carol Jago. William L. McBride. Yeah, that works. Yeah, I'm only doing the 3 that were in the sample essay, Mary. Oh, I already did Eric. Head of the game.
So they only need 3, right?
Yep.
Yeah, 2 of them, their own personal.
Yeah, so you guys might only have to do. So then this was my publisher, right? Houghton Mifflin Harcourt. So publisher, Houghton Mifflin Harcourt. I don't know if I spelled that right. Yep. Now it's asking for the year. So remember what the year was? Yeah, 2015. Page range of entry. So now I'm going to go find at dusk, which it's in collection 3. At dusk, read the text. It's page 148. Voila. Okay, so you just basically have to like either use Noodle Tools or go and like fill it in yourself.
I'll be able to refer back to this thing on the video.
Yep, it's recording right now. Okay, and remember this needs to be double spaced, right? So what do I indent?
The second.
Okay, what about the third? Yes. Okay. So now I'm going to go to my third source, which was yeah. Thought I was going crazy. So I'm going to go back to this excerpt from A Farewell to Manzanar. Okay. So this is from the internet, right? It's pretty easy. It's a PDF. So let's go try to find article in a reference book. No. No. The Bible, government publication, a pamphlet, dissertation. So I'm going to go to MLA electronic sources. Okay, so citing an entire website, a page on a website, an image, an article from an online database, an email, a blog, a tweet, a YouTube video, a comment on a website. How interesting is that? MLA Works Cited, PDF. Let's see. How do you cite a PDF? Well, that doesn't help us. Does Noodle Tools have a PDF section? Let's see. We got it from a website. Got it from a web page. Okay, so we could do the URL. Copy. I'm going to paste it. When was it published? Do we even have that? We don't know. So we'll just leave that blank. And then when did you access it? You'll put the day that you access it. Okay, yeah. Contribute role author. So what was the author's name? Do you remember of Farewell to Manzanar? So it's Jean Wakatsuki Houston. So I'm going to put Jean Wakatsuki Houston. Okay. Now, is there more than one author on this text? Let's go back. Yes. Okay. So now I'm going to press add another contributor. This guy's also the author, and his name is James D. Houston. So I'm going to put James D. Houston. Okay. So web page or document article title. So this is the title, From Farewell to Manzanar. Oh, that didn't work. Name of the website. We don't really have a website, but we know it's from this, right? So we can just put Granbury ISD. Save. Okay. So now I'm just going to copy and paste this. See, that one's a lot easier. Hold on, how to do it yourself. Now I can paste that, and then I just have to make it into my own font. Alright, actually, Georgia needs to be an Arial. Okay, so is this correct? Does it need to be indented or anything? Remember, the second line needs to be indented. Okay. Same thing with the third. Voila. Okay, now does it need to be alphabetized?
Yeah.
Okay, is that in alphabetical order? Yeah. So look at the first letter, okay? H, T, and W. Those are the only lines you're looking at. You're not looking at these guys. You're only looking at the initial. That's how you know it's a new source, okay? And you should also, oh gosh. You can also, I mean, you can do it the first time if it helps you. You can number them for your draft. If that helps you see it better. Like that. Okay? Just use noodle tools. It's the easiest thing to do. Okay? It's more just figuring out the website, right? Like how to actually create a new citation. So just think, is it a database? Is it a website? Is it print or in hand? Or is it a file? Okay? Or you can do owl.purdue. And what I'm going to do tomorrow, I'll have like the correct way to do them all, and then we can go over them together. Okay? So you're not marked down that it's your first time doing it.
So wait, is
Yeah,
that
Mary.
like on our packet so we'll review that?
That's on just, I mean, you can watch the video later. But you should be fine developing your own, and then tomorrow we'll go over it. So just try to do it on your own at first. Just practice, and then tomorrow we'll review it together. Okay?
But shouldn't it be on the cultural compass?
Yeah, but I printed those out for you. Yeah. I think I put it on there.
I have the question.
Okay, hold on just a sec. Okay. Alright. So you know what to do? You're going to attempt a works cited. It's okay if it's wrong the first time.
This has to be like, wait, is this like a thing like you?
Tomorrow? With your essay.
Oh, okay.
Okay? So whenever you write an essay in English and history or any other class, you will always have a works cited, unless it's a narrative. Because that's your own ideas, right? So if you're paraphrasing, if you got research from somewhere, you have to have a works cited for all those reasons we talked about at the beginning of class. Okay? So, repeat again. Tomorrow, when you have your draft brought in, you need to have your works cited completed with it. Okay? Even if it's just a rough draft attempt, that's fine. Okay, it's good to try.
So they're printing out their rough draft.
Yes. And if they don't have a printer at home, I'll print it for them in class. Listen to that.
Are we allowed to words?
Yeah, 100%.
Because I also can't put an author on it.
You might not have one. So, yeah, cool. So you have all of this stuff, and yeah. So that's the website is from. Yeah. So this is your title, right? This is the website it's from. So you have all of this information about the author. That's what
There we go. So when I'm stating like who said it, how do you head?
So you'll put the
power
title of the
home?
article.
No.
Okay. Because on your works cited, the first thing that'll pop up is the title of your article instead of the author. Got it?
And then you alphabetize it by the author's name.
You alphabetize it by whatever comes first in your works cited. So if you don't have the author, it's going to be the title. Yeah. So like if we didn't know Natasha Tremblay was the author, At Dusk would be the first thing and it'd go at the top.
Give power to Dave.
Okay?
Thanks. Do you have you started your essay though? Is that it? Okay, good. Just work on it. That's fine. And then we'll have the rest of the time because of this power situation. Okay.
What's up, Mary?
much as you can do this tomorrow, okay? And then if you need another day, no problem.
How did that
Miss Ann and I talked about it because there was like Kyle Crude. There's a whole bunch of things that have been out of Kyle. Okay. But get as much done as you can. And then we can kind of work on that.
So, what do you like that for the person? For that person?
No, she did it because she said it affects. It does not matter if it affects someone as little as affecting singers. You need to understand how it affects human rights and humans in any way. All it takes is something as little as fucking communication.
How was your ankle?
So something I would.
Put weight on it.
Yeah. And I did jogging. At first, my jogging was a lot of people. Yeah, I was jogging with this nice. And then now I'm still rocking it up for this before. This is kind of a little bit.
Okay. How many did you? You're fine. This is like your first of these types of essays, so I'm not really expecting you to like hit a certain essay. If you give me like a page, it'd be probably more fun.
This copy is
It's good. Sometimes what you do, you will kind of like mix up like your verb tenses.
Yeah, that's
Oh, really? Okay. So, yeah, and also what I would recommend is read it out loud. Like, before you turn in the draft, read it out loud, because then you'll feel comfortable at the jar. Like you said, you need to understand that the effects you know that are in the
charged. You could probably do as much as you can.
talking and communicating, and then up here you said communication. So, like, you want to keep that parallel structure kind of throughout.
Boy,
So, like, if you say
that goes down
communication,
fast,
say
huh?
communication. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It makes it a little easier.
So
to-
you said that wasn't weird.
So read this out loud.
Yeah, we can do an extra day. You know, something like that. So you
It's like got entities that are in need of being fulfilled.
Yeah.
So you could say, like, to make it simpler and less wordy, you could say, we need to understand how it affects human rights and dreams, and unfulfilled dreams. Right? Like, so you could make your sentences a lot simpler and easier to understand sometimes. So you are just working on pasta. Okay.
Well, this is our new student.
Are you already on this?
Yeah.
So you did this and then the quiz already?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me make you a. You sure it's done?
Yes, I asked him.
She's always so quick.
For me.
For yeah. What those such a
Hey, you heard that?
What?
You can do it on paper.
Yeah, but the problem is with light. You need light.
Oh, get a candle for heaven's sakes.
Yeah, I guess so. My parents can survive without light.
Yeah. Or lantern.
Yeah, we have a paper. There's no light.
Alright. It's Charis, right? Charis. C-H-A-R-I-S.
Also,
Okay. And then let's see what's next. Alright.
you know, my
What is your
two bigger ones that I can send home, and then Mom can copy and try it.
Sorry.
If you want to do it. Good luck. Or you do that too.
She just
You tell me. Stop by. Let me know what you want to do. Okay?
Okay. There you go. No. Okay. Oh wait, no, I want it. Oh, yes.
But it can also be.
So now we're 154. Okay. I know, seriously. Remind me what in here. Okay, cool. I'll figure it out. Thank you. Will you, does anyone prefer to read things on like an online PDF rather than in a book?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I like both.
Okay, so would you care if I gave you an online PDF instead of a book? Okay. I'll do that. I know, I'm like that too.
Also, do we need a header?
Yes, you always
So
do
I
that.
know what am I supposed to put in there?
Your last name,
That's it?
and then the page number.
Okay, so I go to insert
page number and then put a header with that in.
Yeah, so just press the right tab. Yeah. And then right there, not one. So
Oh,
right
yeah,
there,
I
got
know.
it. Header insert. Perfect. Good. So now every page it has that sort of annotation.
That is, wait, you guys want to write? It's like you have staple it.
Yeah. That's the purpose. What's up, Keaton?
I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to take stuff from
When Mr. Got it.
partition in
Oh, okay.
India, and I don't know how to find that.
Okay, so remember, go back to your modules. So log on to this.
It's on.
What are you trying to do?
My mom's like, excellent. She's still something mad.
My mom was just bad at everything.
So I go to my mom.
So I can check this one over here. And see if it's over here. So go all the way down. So you can press one.
Get rid of the ball.
That was our intro to the unit. So we're going to close. Perfect. Cool.
I'm sorry. It's just you still haven't graded my.
I know. I apologize.
Freaking out. Freaking out.
You have an A right now, so you're good. I just did semester grades. Yes. That was why I determined my work because you have an A in this for your.
Wait, can I have it before semester grades then?
You have an A. You can't get a higher grade.
Oh yeah. When is
Like in
this?
class, in general.
When is the semester over? When's
Yeah, but
class?
as an A, wouldn't it show up as like an A class?
March 8th.
But like, what if it goes down somehow?
I already permit.
Midterms are March 8th. Oh,
You had an A.
we're already done. Oh, I see. Okay.
That was your not your semester grade, your progress report.
report. I always get confused.
Yeah.
Since the last schedule it's like half of a half.
No, that's why I wasn't worried about it because you had an A. If you had like an A minus, then I would have graded it on credit, but I'll grade it.
My energy is
Trying to get rid of some of these papers, but I never ever do it on a mandatory day when everyone's here. Always.
Overnight.
Yeah. No. If I had to babysit someone at your age overnight.
Oh, I've done that.
At my age? Oh no, I'm
Yeah.
talking, I did it 1 month old.
I would have thought I was gonna get kidnapped. In all honesty.
Why?
I don't know. There was like a horror movie called like The Babysitter or something. And
Oh, I've seen that.
Or no, it was like The Phone Call or something, and like someone came and like kidnapped the babysitter. Like, Emma,
Those
what
things
about all
happen.
your papers? What, Caleb?
What?
What?
I
Give
didn't
me
say
20
anything.
out of
Oh, I thought you said that's
5 out of
from.
5.
What?
That she gave you extra credit on that.
What did I get extra credit on? No, I didn't. You got 23 out of 10.
Yeah, but like it says 20.
Yeah, I changed it out of.
You just got one point.
Ah, we have 2 minutes.
You got
Because
one.
my TA graded this is I did all the actual analysis.
I'm having a personal problem.
You never knew.
Like, see what I
Cut
wrote?
out.
Like I asked you said figure language impact your name because it gives grades.
Nah, she has to go through it.
So like, how was it? It didn't really make sense.
But they got like another foot.
So that was all. This is what
Last night.
figured.
And I just had a
You also left a little early.
So, useful.
All right, kiddos, go ahead and pack up.
Let's look up because your mom would have eaten them. Kind of depressing.
I would do basketball, but it's
Oh, really?
What's
What's that? I know, what were you making this for? Candy grams.
The money's going to work.
I was like, really? I thought I spelled that correctly. But psych. So the vocabulary quiz, like some people I was talking to, they got it wrong because they misspelled the words. But I have some stuff I have on my phone, and so I put it on my phone, and my phone would like autocorrect. You messed up.
You can go here. That's why from the top I was like, make sure you spell the word correctly. All you have to do, you can go, Tony. All you have to do is copy and paste it.
And that's like semi what I did.
Yeah.
And on some of my lives, like I got this.
Because like if they didn't spell the word wrong with all the words right there,
They're like right there.
who's got problems?
Yeah. Now you can.
She's a bit more stable. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure it out.
I'm trying to figure it out.
I know. I was confused too. First day I was like, what? I have a few.
Yes. Sorry, I should have like all sorts of my only course.
That's my noticing.
Yes. Oh yeah. Okay. And then is this quote long enough for a
So-
block quote?
I think I figured out. You said it has to be 4 sentences.
Yes.
Okay, and
It has to take up 4 complete lines.
Three,
So I think it'll be less too when you copy and paste it. So I think it's fine, yeah. And then one of my examples isn't a quote. We don't need to. Okay, whatever it just isn't a quote. Just show me where.
right here.
Okay, so you also that could be paraphrased from my PowerPoint, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So you could source that from a lecture, from a presentation,
Okay.
and that's an option too.
Okay.
That's a good job. Really good one. We don't need a person. You will remember with MLA on the left, you'll have your name, teacher name.
Oh, that's right.
date.
Okay.
So look at the sample, okay? Because that's how it needs to be laid out.
And so for this, you want us to have that too, or
If you want to turn it in like this, that's fine.
Okay.
Doesn't matter to me. If you want to copy and paste it and actually make it an essay and see what you've got, that's fine too.
Alright.
But at least with this, you've identified all the elements that you have and that you need, so I think it's a little easier. Once you do more of this, then you won't have to do this.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
thank you.
I'm making my sophomores do it
I'm
too.
up. So I was watching a movie. It's just the last name of stuff.
What's up here?
Oh my god.
I was like, oh, man!